So now what we're going to do is we're going to implement the integration of MySQL database along with the Flask application. So to do that, we have a module provided by Flask, so we need to install it. So come here, stop the server and write this command. Wait, pip install flask dash mysql db. Now this thing is going to install all the, yeah, that's it. It's installing. Yeah, now it's finished. So now let's come here. What are we going to do is we're going to import the thing from flask underscore mysql db import mysql. Yeah. So after actually installing this, get this MySQL, make sure that you enter the right typo. So now what we're going to do is we need to configure the database along with the Flask application. So how to do that? We need to actually set some credentials. So what I mean, the configuration, that's just command. So what we're going to do here is say app.config mysql underscore host. All right, so we're going to do a bunch of them all together. Yeah, so don't worry, we need to change it. So this will be user and this will be password and this will be mysql db. Okay, these doesn't actually make sense because they are not set to anything. We need to actually set them to some values, but we are not actually giving values right away here because that's going to cause some security issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file. So come down here, create a new file. So what are we going to do this? db.yaml, right? Not in caps. db.yaml. And here we're going to actually give the values. So the first one will be mysql underscore host equals to, wait, this is not equals to, this will be colon. It will be local host and then mysql underscore user will be, that is root, and then mysql underscore password will be, you need to set this to password that you have given when you're actually installing the MySQL, and mysql underscore db will be my underscore database that we have actually used to create it. Alright, so after doing this, go to the my application here. Now we need to import the db.yaml file here and use the values that we have given there, but for that we need a special package. What is that? Import YAML. Alright, so after doing this, what we're going to do here is get the values from yaml.load and then open the file. What is the file name? db.yaml. But to make this work, we need to install the package pyyaml. So go here, pip install pyyaml. Yeah. So it's gonna collect the packages here, downloading, wait until it finishes installation. Yeah, now it's good. So come down here. So what are we going to do is db of mysql underscore host. Yeah, this thing is going to be copy pasted here. And now instead of host, replace it with user and then password and then again with db. Alright, now this thing will work, but before that, what we need to do is we need to instantiate the MySQL that we have got, so that MySQL equal to MySQL, wait, of app. Now save this thing. Okay, so what else we can do? We can actually now perform some operations here. So let's go ahead and do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to get to the index, but instead of all of these things, what are we going to do is remove these things. Actually, these need to be removed far earlier, but okay. So to make any changes to the database, we need to use cursors. So cursors is the way we actually perform operations. So I'm going to create a cursor, mysql.connection.cursor, and then cur.execute, and then insert into user values and %s, and here we're going to say Mike. Alright, so this thing will actually not work, but I'm going to explain it why. So here we're going to say cur.connection.commit. So this thing will execute it, but commit will actually perform the changes to the database. So let's run this. This thing will actually give an error, but let's find out why. Python app.py. Yeah, now go to your server and refresh this page. Now you can actually see the error that is being thrown. Why? Because not all arguments converted during bytes formatting. What happened? Because as we said %s, here it will take only the first letter M instead of all Mike. If you don't believe it, let's run this without all of this. So save this. Now it's restarting. Come back here and now refresh it. Now you can see this change. Alright, so to make sure that we have actually made changes, come back here and see it. Now you can see the one letter that is M here. Alright, how do we actually change the code to actually fit our needs? So instead of sending it as a tuple, send it as Mike inside list. Now save this thing. Come back here. Wait, let's go here, refresh it. Yeah, now if you run this, you can actually see Mike here. Alright, so this is how you actually insert it. So let's do some changes that will help us to actually fetch the data. Alright, so let's perform something. I'm going to retrieve the data and present it. So although we have finished all of these commands, just comment this out. So what I'm going to do is I need this cursor, by the way, so I'm going to use this cursor. So here I'm going to wait, what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute a command. Okay, this thing is actually going to run until I'm going to close this for now. Execute, and the command will be select star from user. Alright, so when you actually use the word select in the command, it returns some results. So to store them, we're going to use results. Alright, now we might not know how many values are inside a result. So to perform that operation, or we can actually misinterpret with actually having it as result, and we might not get any result. So results is greater than 0. Then we're going to say users equal to cur dot fetch all. This will make sure that all the values inside the cursor will be actually fetched. So here it runs the command and returns the number of records that are obtained, and this will contain the number of records. When you actually make this statement work, it will check whether there are actually any records inside the results. So if it is greater than 0, it means the results have actually some data. So then we are going to fetch the data into users. So what are we going to do is we are going to just print them here. Print users. Alright, so save this thing, come back here, refresh it. Wait, we have actually closed this thing. Come back here, now run it, now refresh it. We might not see any result because we have given it in print. Alright, now you can see the result here. Alright, now we can see the result here. Alright, so instead of printing it here, let's do something so that we can actually see the result over there. So return users of 0. Alright, now run it. Yeah, come back here, refresh it. Wait, tuple minus was the error being found? Usually it must not throw an error, but what's the problem with it? So let's see what happened. Sudo fetch all. Let me run this in again. Refresh it. It shows the same error. Why it's throwing an error? So let's find it out. Alright, instead of worrying about it, just put it 0 here. Now it will restart everything. Now come back here. Yeah, the result is here. So in this way we can actually use MySQL to actually save data, restore data, and do everything that we need to do with data. You can play around with it. Alright, so just experiment with the database and try out some different things, and with that you can actually get good hands on the database stuff. So with that in mind, let's get to the next step.